In this video, we're going to learn to format charts to make them more visually appealing. Once you've created a chart, you can click anywhere on that chart, and you will see the Design and Format tabs on the main ribbon become available. This is what we'll use for formatting charts. First, on the Design tab, you can change the chart elements, the colors of the chart, the overall style of the chart, just like we had text styles and table styles. You can change the chart type if you want to use a different chart and you change your mind, or you can move it to a completely different sheet. Probably the most important tool is adding a chart element, because this is where you can control all different pieces of the chart, like the titles, labels, legend, etc. To help you know some of those words and what they mean, the y-axis title will be this label here. This is the x-axis title. This is the overall chart title. Y-axis is the one that runs vertical. X-axis is the one that runs horizontal. A data table will list the actual counts of numbers underneath the chart, and it will have a legend in it. So this total with the little green square is just showing the color of the various bars. The chart area is outlined with the black line. That's your entire chart. But the plot area is this part on the inside that you can also click on. So this is the plot area. This is the chart area. Grid lines are these up and down, as well as sideways lines that are the light gray that run across the chart to help you read it a little bit easier. And data labels you can add to bars or pie charts, etc., so you actually know what size or length that bar is representing. There are other elements of charts that aren't necessarily displayed on this one, such as error bars, but they're not relevant for the types of charts we're going to be learning in this course. These will be our main focus. Also, all the chart elements that you can click on allow you to make more modifications to them. If you go into the menus and go to More Access Options, there should, when you click on that, have a formatting pane appear on the right side where you can make additional changes, and we'll look at those with some examples. Also, on the Format tab of the main ribbon, that's where you can change things like the fill color, the line colors, text colors for any feature on your chart. A key feature is this drop-down menu that helps you to know which area you're editing. So for example, are you editing the chart title, the plot area, etc. The best way to look at these different elements is with some examples. So we're going to examine each chart separately to make it more visually appealing. First, to modify the bar chart, we're going to first change the title. It shouldn't just be called total. So if I click on that word total, I can then double click inside of the box to change the name of the chart. I'm going to call it number of transactions by category. And if you make a typo, like I did, you can click anywhere inside and erase that extra letter. And that's my new title. Then once I've clicked again anywhere inside of the chart, on the Design tab, I'm going to go into Axis Titles and make sure both primary horizontal and primary vertical are turned on, so that I have an axis title here and here. That way I can change the names. I'm going to call the horizontal one number of transactions and the vertical one category. Next, if you don't want these grid lines, if you find them distracting, you can literally click on them and then just hit the delete key above your backspace. I think that helps make a nice cleaner looking chart. The same with the legend. We don't really need it because all of our bars are colored in blue, so I can click on it and press delete and the legend will go away. Something else I would like to do is format the x-axis, or what we call the horizontal axis. So I'm going to double click anywhere on those numbers. And this Format Axis pane should appear once you double click on them. I'm going to change the major units to 1, so that now I'm counting up by 1 every time instead of 2s. And I think that makes the chart easier to read, to know the count and the size of each of these bars. Something else that can make it easier to know the exact size of each of the bars is to actually add in data labels. So if you're clicked anywhere in the chart, on the Design tab under Add Chart Element, we can add data labels, and as you scroll through, they can be in different places. The easiest one to read is usually outside end, that sits right outside the bar. So that's the option I'm going to select. I'm then going to click on the bars on the graph, and on my Format tab, I'm going to change the color by changing the shape fill to dark teal to match our color scheme for this course. I'm then going to click on the data labels, and also on the Format tab, I want to change the text fill to dark blue. If you want to make it a little bit easier to see, you could also choose to bold that text. Then it's more obvious that it's in dark blue. Finally, if I click anywhere in the chart area, also on the Format tab, since I'm in the chart area overall now, I'm going to make it so that there's no outline, so that the chart seamlessly blends into the white background. This bar chart now is a lot easier to read and know the number of transactions than the first bar chart we started with. In the next video, we'll look at altering some of our other charts to make them more visually appealing.